In this presentation, we will discuss the impact of inflation on loan or on the obligation of the debtor and borrower to repay his obligation and liability. Inflation and the impact of inflation on loan is a contemporary issue which is faced by the modern Sharia scholars. We are aware that the inflation badly affects the purchasing power of money, and which means that if a person has lent 1 lakh rupees and due to inflation, it is quite possible that the real purchasing power of that money has decreased from 1 lakh rupees to 80,000 rupees. Now, after a period of 1 year and after the conclusion of the contract of loan, when the borrower repays this obligation and he pays 1 lakh rupees, in fact, he would be paying 80,000 rupees to the lender, not the 1 lakh rupees. The reason being that the value of money has been decreased as a result of inflation. So the Muslim jurists, they have discussed this issue, and they are of the view that there should be some solution to the problem. And in such case, where the inflation affects the purchasing power of money, the loss of the creditor should be compensated some way or other. So this is the issue which is to be discussed by the Muslim scholars. The issue, as I've said, that the inflation affects the purchasing power of money, and when the borrower repays his debt, in fact, he does not return the same amount which he had originally borrowed 1 year back, and he is paying him less than the amount in which he borrowed from the lender. So the issue is that how should the issue be addressed, and what is the Sharia solution to the problem? The question is it allowed for the creditor to ask the borrower to compensate the loss which he has suffered as a result of inflation? Would it be Islamically permissible to take an increase on the principal amount under the cover of inflation or under the cover of indexation of loan? More specifically, the question is that if the decrease in the purchasing power of money is by 20%, and at the time of repayment, the borrower is paying or repaying 1 lakh rupees, in other words, the same amount which he had borrowed, and we know that in terms of purchasing power of money, in fact, he is returning to him only 80,000 rupees. Now, the specific question is that is it allowed to pay 1,20,000 rupees to the lender in order to compensate the loss which the lender has suffered because of this inflation? So this is the issue which is required to be addressed by the Sharia scholars.